Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 4 with the Phyrexian Obliterator Arena. Yes, we'd like to play first. And a very keepable hand. This is beautiful curve. Beautiful, beautiful curve. In 2 draws, we should draw a land. If not, we do have the Victim of Night and the Thoughtseize. Yeah, this is pretty much ideal. I don't know what else we'd want. Getting very lucky with our opponents mulliganing a lot this game, but so backbreaking to go a mulligan into a Thoughtseize. One of the worst feelings in Magic. Thoughtseize is so good right now in Modern again. So it's going to be a Sun Titan control. Spreading Seas is quite weak. Sun Titan, it's going to take him a while to get to. I just might take a Spreading Seas. It's the only thing he can cast in quite a while and needs to draw a card. Supreme Verdict does not really do much against us. Odortize Command's annoying. We'll just take the Spreading Seas. So there's his ability to draw. Might not be the right play for late game, but he's got 1 land. He doesn't have anything in a foreseeable future. We need to draw a land, though, speaking of lands. If we can get this Phyrexian Arena out, there's a Tech Edge beautifully. If we can basically land this Phyrexian Arena, very hard card for control to deal with. And so he has 1 unknown in his hand. Let it be a remand or a mana leak that he drew off the top. All right, beautiful. So there's a Flooded Strand. They do run like walls in this deck. And there's another Spreading Seas. So that's very annoying because it's hard for me to cast with a colorless. But we're drawing 2 cards per turn. I think that's what's going to put us over the top. Inquisition, I don't even know can hit anything. Yeah, all right. But at least we get a look at his hand. Supreme Verdict, nothing new, just another Flooded Strand. So he drew out of his land problem. We did not draw out of our land problem. I could destroy land here. I think I will. But I want to keep him off those Odortize commands. And he decides just to draw a card off of it. So we need to hit a land here. There's our Nykthos trying to nix. Beautiful draw. And a swamp. So we'll just get the swamp first. Still can't. I don't think we Gatekeeper. Yeah, there's no point to putting pressure right now. So he has a Supreme Verdict and a bunch of unknowns, and two Sun Titans, a Supreme Verdict and some unknowns. I believe here we just need to get another Odortize command in his hand. Counter draw. Okay. Uh-oh, that Spreading Seas is going to come back from the Sun Titan. I have a turn to... So Detention Sphere on my Arena. So he does have an answer for it. Yikes. And I guess Inquisition was the right play. Nothing I can do about that. I think that's going to be the big game changer. Because I still can't put out... We can put out an Expedition map. These Inquisitions have been so bad. We get a Path to Exile. It's okay. He still doesn't have his other land that he needs. We'll go ahead and sack the Expedition map. And just get an Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. And that at least allows us to The top deck's in a land here. He can just Spreading Seize it. He does not. Okay. So we'll swamp. And I still think at this point, no, it's just going to be a messenger. And we'll do another one. And hope he doesn't draw another land. Alright, he does. So Sun Titan's coming out here. We can kill it, though. So it does get the Spreading Seize that draws him a card. And he's got another Sun Titan in hand. So very annoying. He'll take care of the Nykthos trying to Nyx. But we can Gatekeeper and at least get in for 6. Do you know what? Yeah, Gatekeeper's better because it forces out a Supreme Verdict. And we have a victim for the other one. So he's down to a 10. The only value you can get off another Sun Titan this turn is, he can't Supreme Verdict either because these come back. Probably should have Inquisitioned. Probably wasn't the most smart thing. Now there's the other Sun Titan. He's just going to bring back a Flooded Strand is the only thing he can bring back. Hallowed Fountain's Flooded Strand. So before he can get any value, we're going to kill him. Goes down to a 9. Another Prairie Stream. I don't know what he can put. A wall? Spreading Seize is not going to do it. Look how many things he's locked out, though. So annoying. Gary just wins the game here. Good top deck on our part. He would have been down to a 1 anyway. So we are definitely bringing in the Cranial Extractions, the Infinite Obliterations, the Fulminator Mages. Just anything to slow down our opponent is the right call. Dismembers cannot take care of the Sun Titan, so I like the Victims. Disfigure's terrible. We didn't actually get to see a lot of different cards that he could be running. I do like the Surgical Extractions. I actually do like the Leyline of the Voids here. The Infinite Obliterations, the Cranial Extractions. Cards that I don't care too much about in this one are going to be the Vampire Nighthawk. And Gatekeeper's great. We do want the Victims, Inquisitions, Thoughtseize. Inquisitions were quite weak, but there's enough things that Inquisition can hit early game that I think it's worth it. Messengers are great. Arenas are great. Obliterators might just be pretty useless in this one, unfortunately, because they're destroying them with Path to Exiles, with Supreme Verdicts, with Detention Spheres. I'll keep in 1 just for funsies, just in case I get the Arena and the Phyrexian Obliterator. The Messengers are fine. Gatekeepers I could go down in a few. It is a way, though, I can kill. Maybe instead of Victim of Night, though, I just go Gatekeepers. He doesn't have a lot of things I need to kill. And possibly just go down in the Inquisitions. I don't see myself doing that, though. Yeah, just go down the Gatekeepers. So very, very low on actual removal, but the Fulminator Mages can keep care of the Celestial Colonnades. The Cranial Extraction, hopefully we can get that off. Surgical Extraction will be very, very good as well. So I'm going to go ahead and call this good. Might be the right or the wrong line of play here. We haven't seen anything else that he can go with Dismembers. I'm thinking Blade Splicer might be in here. This is just what they call Titan Control. It's usually Wall of Omens that are in the deck. Maybe a Vendaline Click could be in here as well, because it's another thing you can recur, but they try to recur like Tectonic Edge, Ghost Quarters. And yeah, this is beautiful hand. This is an amazing hand. This is what you want to see versus a control deck as a first turn Thoughtseize into a Surgical Extraction. Flags. So anyway, we'll first turn Thoughtseize. Yeah, Thoughtseize is still the right call. I was going to say Inquisition, but we could just miss. Path Exo, Pharah, Sun Titan. Pharah is kind of weird, but it's going to be Sun Titan, then we're going to surgically extract all of them. I don't quite need to do it right now. We could go with Pharah. No, I think Sun Titan is the toughie here. Path Exile is what we can get with Inquisition next turn. And that is huge. He does have another Pharah. Wall, Supreme, Spreading Seas, Seagate Oracle, Pilgrim's Eyes, Phantasm. He's going to be hard to actually. So Flicker Wisp, Lone Missionary. He brought in like a bunch of stabilization cards for. I'm glad I took out what I did. Yeah, this is going to be really good. And glad thing I clicked on that last Sun Titan. Always remember that. And so. Yeah, Pharah is going to be the only way. I don't know. I don't know how he beats me here. Just Flicker Wisps. But the Sun Titans are going to be... yeah, it's Sun Titan control. So that was his main piece. The Fulminator Mages are going to keep him off. We'll get rid of the Path to Exile now. That's the only thing in his hand. We'll Fulminator Mage down a blue source if he goes and gets a blue source. So I didn't see a way for him to deal with the Phyrexian Arena. He could have drawn into something. No, he did not. Okay. So the arena is going to be beautiful. He's going to have to Detention Sphere it. If I get a Cranial Extraction, you better believe that's what I'm going to name. There's a Pharah. It's going to draw a bunch of cards for sure. But here's where I take out his blue source with the Prairie Stream. Leyline Voids is pretty good here. Could just cast it. I want to actually get some value out of my Fulminator Mage first. So we'll just cast the Fulminator Mage. Take out his blue source. Yep, he's got another one. And Seagate Oracle is actually going to draw him 2 cards. There's the Obliterator. I'm not quite sure we want to use it yet without the Arena. And so I could just Profane Command to get back the Fulminator Mage and kill a creature. Yeah, I could do it perfectly, but I'm not quite sure it's the right play. Kill a Seagate Oracle, huh? Because I want to be able to use this first. Yeah, Fulminator's fine. So yeah, target creature get with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield and kill the Seagate Oracle. Sounds like the biggest waste ever. But keeps him off some mana. Kills the Seagate. Spreading Seas the Ghost Quarter. All right. And finds another Prairie Stream. And Spreading Seas the Swamp. That's annoying. So now I think we Leyline. I'm in a Tectonic Edge again. Kill the Prairie Stream. And that way now we can Leyline. Oh, Leyline does not only affects opponents. Ha! That was stupid of me. I was thinking that Leyline was like rest in peace for all of us, so I could have done that earlier. But I think the Fulminator Mage for the Seagate was still good. Lone Missionary. That's going to be annoying because it's going to require me to deal with it. But I think here's where Phyrexian Obliterator is going to be good with Arena. I need him to sacrifice as many permanents as possible. Nykthos Shiny Nyx actually does generate the most mana here. So we'll Nykthos. I was hoping that we'd be able to just generate the black. We can't. So we need a Nykthos right now. And will we have enough for Expedition Map? No, I can't safely Obliterator quite yet. We can next turn, though. We'll get the Arena. Yeah, the path. We need to just wait for an opening when he's tapped out for the Phyrexian Obliterator to kill that Lone Missionary. So another Seagate. Down to a 10. We'll be down to a 9 with the Arena. There's a Messenger. Can we, like, play Messenger? That's a free spell, correct? Yeah. So we'll do Messenger. And then Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. We can go Phyrexian Obliterator and Arena. He just has to sacrifice a permanent. But that's still huge at this point. He'll kill his Lone Missionary. No way. Yeah, no way he kills something else. So there's the Arena combo. End up being quite not as what we expected with just having the Seagate. There's two more things exiled. I'm sure he's going to Detention Sphere. Oh, just Pilgrim's Eye. He goes and gets a land, but we'll do the exact same thing again. He has a path for the Phyrexian Obliterator. Well, so far so good for our opponent. I don't want to be using Thoughtseize. We'll use an Inquisition. It can get rid of a Detention Sphere. Or does a Phantasmal Image at this point. And we can go Messenger. And, uh-oh, that was actually bad to do a messenger because that allows Detention Sphere to hit us. I think I have to Thoughtseize, unfortunately. I don't need to use this yet. I can throw the Urborg Tomb Yawgmoth out. Yeah, we'll Thoughtseize him. Jeez. So much. I think I just take the Kozilek command. Hate doing it. Oh, we will fight. Have to hit a Gray Merchant. We haven't hit one yet. If we hit a Gray Merchant, we're fine. So here he'll Detention Sphere on a messenger, but that will cause him not to draw a card. Yeah, so I shouldn't have played that second messenger. There we go. Beautiful. We hit it. So Fulminator Mage. And oh, okay, that's fine. I see what it's we're doing here. Gray Merchant. Kill the Maria. We're up to 13. He'll have to Detention Sphere the Phyrexian Arena now. Grindy match, for sure. Got to play quicker, too, in case this does go to Game 3. Surprised he ended up doing that. He's going to swing in with the Ephera. At this point, I think we have to block the Gray Merchant. Infinite Obliteration is actually quite weak. How many Sea Gates does he still have left? We might just get beat down by a Ephera if I can't get some blockers. Name the Sea Gate. There's only one in the graveyard, and he's got 2 Flicker Wisps in hand. Yikes. We somehow managed to lose this game unless I can get another Gray Merchant out. So there's a wall, Spreading Seas, Kozilek, another Ephera. Jeez. Ephera was the right card to get rid of, not Sun Titan. Pass the turn. He's going to be able to Flicker Wisp his wall and then draw some more cards. Draw a ton of cards. And unfortunately, that Detention Sphere, he has another Detention Sphere for my Phyrexian Arena. I need an Obliterator or an Arena, or another Gray Merchant. Or a blocker. See, Flicker Wisp gives me 2 draws. He's actually going to Flicker Wisp the Spreading Seas, so you can go on my Arena? Ooh, wrong move. Should have gone on my Arena. But I only have 2 draws here. Have quite a few bad things I can draw into. Draws another card. Fulminator Mage at least gives me a blocker. And we can get rid of Flicker Wisp. That's out of his hand. What was in his hand? Hold up, I need to actually check. Because he's got Detention Sphere, I believe. So I actually have to name Detention Sphere. Path to Exile, Detention Sphere. Yeah, so there's Detention Sphere. He doesn't have... He has Supreme Verdict, though. So Detention Sphere in his hand. Pilgrim's Eye, Flicker Wisp, Supreme Verdict. Unfortunately, I can't get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually can get the Ephera down. No, we got Spreading Seas out. That's the problem with... Oh, he can just Flicker Wisp here. Destroy his Flicker Wisp. I think I'm just dead here. Yeah, out of the Fulminator. Wow, I cannot believe I lost this game. I guess we have to bring in... It's a Pharaoh I have to get rid of. So... Yeah, we just die. Wow, could not find an Obliterator there at the end, or a... anything coming up. Okay, so Obliterator actually was taken out. So we actually got the 1. Huh. He brings in a lot of stuff. A lot of creature based. I have to play really quickly here. I think we can't go without the Obliterator. The Gatekeeper Malakirs, I'm not even quite sure we want them. The Phyrexian Arenas, of course. Yeah, Obliterator does seem decent late game. Gives me another finisher, and that's the problem we had. It was a way to finish this game. Extraction's still good. Arenas are still good. I need some more card draws, what it was. Leyline the Voids, I'm just going to go down to a 1 of. I think that's the better way to go. If we draw the 1, we draw the 1. We'll bring in a few more Phyrexian Obliterators. It's so tempting to bring in a Drown in Sorrow or a Languish because it kills all of that nonsense off, but I don't think we're too worried with that. I think all the Phyrexian Obliterators need to be in here. And I'm just going to go down to just the 1 Gatekeeper and see if we can just get the Sun Titan out of the way before... Crazy, I lost that match. Crazy, crazy. Just the power of Ephera. So much card draw. Yes, I'd like to play first. We will keep this. It's got Infinite Obliteration. Inquisition Infinite Obliteration is very, very powerful. So Flicker Wisp, Spreading Seas, Wall. We'll grab. He can't even use it yet. So I'd rather get all the Flicker Wisp out. We're going to take care of a Wall, and then we'll Infinite Obliteration the Flicker Wisp. Did not like to see the Swamp. See if he lone missionaries here. He does. And we will get the Flicker Wisps. Could get a Ephera, but I think we'd rather just use what is in his hand. I like to get card advantage. So there's 1 out of his hand. He's got a Pilgrim's Eye and a Spreading Seas coming up. But we need to avoid drawing lands. Arena would have been beautiful there. He's just going to Pilgrim's Eye, I'm sure. To go get a basic island. And we hit another. Can't stop the swamp draws. Oh, the Spreading Seas will be weak here. Oh, he doesn't even use it. It's another Lone Missionary. Yeah, I guess Languish should have came in. I'm going to just Gray Merchant to give myself some... Hopefully we can get something besides a swamp. There's an Expedition map. That's terrible. This at least gives us blockers. Terrible feeling drawing into all those lands. Alright, Spreading Seas is okay because it allows us... We can kill off creatures here. Because we will go get a Arena. Tech Edge is still okay versus the long-term Numeria, but it was another land we did not want to draw into. So I am just going to go ahead and kill it right now. We need to keep him off that Sun Titan. Off the Ephera. Detention Sphere on my Gray Merchant? That's kind of a waste of a Detention Sphere in my opinion. But he's going to try to aggro me out, which is fine because I've literally got nothing in hand. All those lousy swamps we drew into. I still think we go get Arena. Because it's removal. And now we just need to be able to find a creature. Fulminator Mage can at least fight something. And I, of course, did not... Yeah, whoops, should have done Arena there. But we'll leave it out for a turn. Down to a 10. So he's keeping up like Ojutai's Command or something. Profane Command's alright. It can bring back nothing, actually. It can kill off like a Lone Missionary. Well, we have to, in response, use this. See if he kills off a Lone Missionary. Spreading Seas off my Arena, that's rough. Draws a card off of that. And finds another Lone Missionary. So I guess the name of the game is to bring in the Drown in Sorrows. Or Drown in Sorrow. I can bring back a Fulminator Mage. It's something I don't want to do, though, with a Profane Command. Ay, ay, ay. So, we will Profane Command. Bring back a Fulminator Mage. And kill off a Pilgrim's Eye. But definitely not a trade I want to make. Fulminator Mage is the weakest card still in the deck. No path. Haven't hit a Fairy yet. We'll definitely take out one of these. Down to just the Lone Missionary. But I'm thinking he's just going to keep up. Oh, it's a Sun Titan. So the Sun Titan does come out, brings back the wall. And pretty much anything I draw into is probably be... We can't stop the drawing the swamps this game. Crazy amount of swamps we drew into. And a lot of dead cards coming up. So still can't believe I lost that game number 2. Fun little deck, though. Drowning Sorrow should have came in. Probably the -4/-4, since he did just turn into that kind of creature-based. And possibly not even got rid of... Or maybe just instead of Infinite Obliteration. Well, the thing is, though, if we would have brought in some removal, we could have safely just named with Infinite Obliteration the Sun Titan. But I think that taking a Pharah probably would have been the right play on game number 2. We'll go on to the wrap-up. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with the wrap-up video for this week's Rogues Alley. Mixed feelings about the deck, man. It needs like maybe all 4 of the Phyrexian Arenas or some other ways to draw cards. I wonder if like a card even like Phyrexian Rager would be good here. Phyrexian Rager enters the battlefield, you lose life and draw a card and gives you a 2/2 body back. And I think that a card like that with the Profane Command to be able to recur it is a very decent... I actually even like even more Profane Commands in this deck. Every time that I had it in my hand, it was beautiful. The way it worked with the Fulminator Mage. I think that we can safely put in another one and maybe take out a Leyline of the Void, because we do have a lot of hate with the Cranial Extractions. Dismembers are probably something that I could put some more hate for the hyper-aggressive decks, like another Drown in Sorrow, or another... So I'm going to take out one Dismember. We're going to bring in, I think, one more Drown in Sorrow, just because of the hyper-aggressive decks. Or we could even go Bile Blight instead of another Dismember. I do want to keep in Dismembers because I still think that the premier removal spell for this deck. We will take out one Leyline. I'm going to go ahead and put in one more Profane Command because they work out very well to get back the... basically anything. You can get back a Grey Merchant late game. You can get back a Phyrexian Obliterator. Too bad it's not instant speed. That might be a little too powerful for this deck, though. Still like the Fulminator Mages. We could cut down Fulminator Mages. It is our way of removing creatures, or lands, excuse me. Problematic lands like Celestial Colonnade. So this gives us more play early. Languish, Drown in Sorrow, Surgical Extraction, Cranial, Infinite Obliteration. I did talk about Sadistic Sacrament. I actually do want one in here. Maybe just take out another Dismember for Sadistic Sacrament, because we did add the Profane. And the Sadistic Sacrament, I think, is worth it in this deck for a number of different combo decks. With the Escape Shift, it would have actually been very decent versus the blue Emeria deck, or a Pharah deck. Emeria, yeah, Sun Titan control, as you could name, or you could go just search for 3 specific cards. I mean, the 3 cards that give you the most problems. Just get rid of the Pharahs, for example, or more Sun Titans if he's running like 2 Sun Titans or whatnot. That's a way to go. Victim of Nights are still really good. Is Dismember better? I'm not quite sure. I think Victim is quite solid. Still like the Disfigure. The Expedition maps were kind of weird. I did seem to have plenty of lands. We do curve out at 5, so I do want 24 lands, but the arena does not count really as a land. We could try more Nykthos and Shrine to Nyxus instead of just the Expedition maps and cut down on our swamp count. But I do like the ability to tutor up that arena. And I think that Expedition map's the best way to do that. I'm loving the Inquisitions and the Thoughtseizes. The Gatekeeper of Malakirs are still our premier removal. That's why we can run such a low removal count. But we do still have to worry about those hyper-aggressive decks. I don't have much of a play versus Burn except for the Grey Merchant of Asphodel trying to race it out. I still want another Phyrexian Arena. The Nighthawks are probably just not that great in this deck. Maybe the Messengers as well. I just like the Messengers because it's so much devotion. But I think I'm going to cut just 2 Messengers. I think we're really, really heavy at our 3-drop since our Gatekeeper of Malakir. I think this opens up more slots for another Phyrexian Arena, which I think we desperately need in this type of deck. It is our draw. And possibly just like another removal spell. Or... yeah. I would like to shove another Infinite Obliteration. Maybe just a main-boarded Fulminator Mage. We'll do that. We'll take out 2 messengers. Bring in a main-boarded Fulminator Mage. This also allows us to put that other arena. I wonder if there's any other devotion-based cards that we want to stick around. Yeah, just arenas are fine. Phyrexian Arenas, all 4 of them. Fulminator Mage main board. And I'm actually really liking this Infinite Obliteration. I think it's very powerful in Modern because a few of the combo-based decks are built around creatures, as we saw. And I think this gives us a little bit better of a play. And the main board of Fulminator Mage is something I think is actually relevant enough in the format. Bring in 1 more Profane Command as another finisher. Maybe I'll do that. Another main boarded Profane Command. We can move this Disfigure over to the sideboard. Doesn't give us a lot of like first turn ways to deal with enough decks. Another Disfigure, it would be something that I think is good. They're great at, it's our way of taking care of that first turn bird, or first turn, as we saw with the Goblin type decks. It can actually take care of a first turn Monastery Mentor, or Monastery Swift Spirit, or Goblin Guide. So I'm wondering if it's just better than just another Drown in Sorrow, just play another Disfigure. But I do want ways to sweep the board. And so that's where our sideboard is kind of weird, as far as maybe the full packs of Fulminator Mage isn't the right play if we added that Profane Command. But every time I saw the Profane Command, I liked it. I think I do want another Disfigure. Because we are suffering kind of, our 3-drop is still quite loaded. And maybe Messenger just doesn't fit in this deck. I love it. I think it performed quite well, though. Malakirs are still really good, I'm thinking, in this format. And plus, since we have the sweepers we can side them out for, they're good against the single target, and these are good against the sweepers. Anyway, I'd like to see the communities take on this list. There might be a card. I wonder if there's an artifact that allows to fight. The only artifact I saw that was Clear Back from Visions that allowed creatures to fight. But there might be something that I'm missing. Of course, Domri would be the preferred way for me to use Phyrexian Obliterator. But without a way to generate the quad black on turn number 3 or 4 in a triple color deck, I think that's where it gets kind of iffy. Like your best case is Urborg, Tomb Yawgmoth. When I used to run Domri and Phyrexian Obliterator, it was with the now banned Deathrite Shaman, and there's also an elf that can tap for black mana that is a green 1-drop. So Birds of Paradise and the Deathrite were the way to get a turn 2 Domri and a turn 2 Phyrexian Obliterator. And then I also use Pod, Birthing Pod, to cheat out a Phyrexian Obliterator, which of course is not legal. So 2 of those cards are no longer legal. But I think that this is, Liliana would go great in here, Liliana the Veil. If people, the reason I do not own a Liliana Veil, I don't believe in owning $100 cards in Magic the Gathering. So that's just my own preference. It's just I can't justify that much being holed up in like a piece of cardboard. So if you do have the Lilianas, they're definitely something that can come in here. I'm sure there's some other options, but now I'm just rambling. So Disfigures, I guess just basically metagame dependent, whether you have more Disfigures over Victims, over Gatekeeper Malakirs. I just love the Gatekeepers. They bring back the devotion. Or they kill a creature and stick the 2 devotion, which is really good with the Grey Merchant of Asphodel. But I think this will work out better for us. Gives us a little more main-boarded removal with the Fulminator Mages, with the Profane Commands being able to return something. I think just double Leyline's good in the sideboard. We have still this 2 surgical extractions that work very well with Thoughtseizes. The Infinite Obliterations are going to combo very well with the first turn Thoughtseize and first turn Inquisition, because that's what I like. I think the Infinite Obliterations really shine when you use them as a discard as well as getting rid of everything out of their graveyard and library. And there's very few decks I think Infinite Obliteration is terrible against, especially with the main boarded 4 Thoughtseizes, 4 Inquisitions. So Infinite Obliteration could go main board. I suggest not, because there still is some combo decks that it doesn't do anything against. But right now, Scapeshift, it can at least get, if they're running like the Primeval Titan version, it can get that. If you're running up against Ad Nauseam, it can still get the Simian Spirit Guides, which are great. But I'm still thinking Cranial Extraction is good with the in the sideboard. wonder if like a Haunting Echoes would be decent in this deck too. Or any other way to get rid of the Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. Any sort of mana dump would be good. I had Consume Spirit in here at one point, but I decided against it. Black Sun Zenith might be pretty decent. There's another card. It's just usually with Black Sun Zenith, like if you're going to spend the same amount on Black Sun Zenith as you are as Languish, you can get Languish off for 2 cheaper. So that's why I prefer Languish. Anyway, enough rambling. Hope you enjoyed this match. I'm going to play one more match from my channel. It will come out probably Sunday night, maybe Monday since it's pre-release weekend. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.